Today we're looking at graphing of parabolas. This is general form. That's your formula for your general form. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And we're going to be looking at graphing this parabola, so which is y is equal to 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. So you compare this to your general form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. Here your a value is 2, b is minus 7, and c is 3. So when you're drawing your parabola, you need at least, so if you have, you'll need this point, you'll need your turning point, you'll need your y-intercepts, you'll need your x-intercepts, and you will need your shape. So it's either that or that. So the first thing is you decide what your shape is. Okay, so that's the first thing you do. So you look at your a value. If your a value is greater than 0, then that's the shape of my graph. If my a value is less than 0, that's the shape of the graph. So when a value is less than 0, it's negative. When a value is greater than 0, it's positive. In this case, my a value is 2. It's positive. It's greater than 0. So that's the shape of my graph. Then it's always easier to find your y-intercept first. So to find your y-intercept, you're putting x is equal to 0. So you get y is equal to 2 into 0 squared minus 7 into 0 plus 3. So you get your y is equal to 3. So remember, you have to depict it as a coordinate on your graph. So you write it as that. The next is you have to find your x-intercept. Okay, so to find your x-intercept, you're writing it as y is equal to 0. So you get 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, if you look at it, it becomes a quadratic equation, so you can either factorize it, which is the easiest method. If you cannot factorize it, then you can use the quadratic formula. Your quadratic formula directly gives you the value of x, and that's your formula minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, and the third bit is to complete the square. And then factorize. Okay, now this is not recommended as it leads to a lot of errors. So the first step is to factorize. If you cannot factorize it, then use your quadratic formula. So we'll try factorizing it. So I have here 2x squared. So I'll go to the next page, it's better. So you get 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. To factorize this, I need to add my factors. So this sign tells me that I need to add my factors. So here, so I have to add my factors here. Okay, if that's a minus, you're subtracting, and you get your factors from a and c. So a is 2, c is 3, so that's my number. So my factors are 2 times 3 or 6 times 1. Okay, I have to add my factors to get the middle number here, which is 7. So I have to add to get 7. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So I discard. 6 plus 1 is 7. So those are my factors. Now remember, if those are my factors, then because I am adding, both my factors have the same sign. If I'm subtracting, the bigger number takes the sign that is in front of your x coordinate. So in this case, because I'm adding, both the factors take the same sign. It really doesn't matter which number I put first. It makes no difference. You will still get the same answer. You're taking 2x common. So you get x minus 3. Your second bracket has to be the same as the first bracket. So obviously I have to take minus 1 common. So you get here 2x minus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So using your null factor law, from my null factor law, I get 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So you get here x is equal to 3 or x is equal to half. So that's 0.5. So that's what we are looking for. Now you have to find your turning point. To find your turning point, you know that your x-coordinate of your turning point is this formula, so minus b by 2a. So here minus b is minus of b is 7. So minus 7 divided by 2 times 2, which gives me 7 by 4. So this is the x-coordinate of my turning point. The x-coordinate also gives me the axis of symmetry. Now remember, your axis of symmetry is an equation of a line. So that's your axis of symmetry. Now you have to find the y value of the turning point. So you're subbing in your 7 by 4 minus 7 into 7 by 4 plus 3. So that gives me 2 times 7 sevens are 49 divided by 4 times 4. I can cancel the 2 there. So this becomes, this also is 49. 49 by 4 plus 3. Now I have to take my LCM for that. So I will have to do that. So you get y is equal to, what did I get? I got 49 by 8 minus 2 times 49 by 8 plus 3 times 8 by 8, since my LCM is 8. So you get y is equal to, the whole thing is by 8. So you have 1 times 49 minus 2 times 49, which gives me negative 49. Plus 3 8's 24. When you subtract, you will get minus 25 by 8. So my y coordinate, your turning point is 7 by 4 minus 25 by 8. So to graph it, you will need to know the approximate decimal value. So 4 ones are 4. So you get 3, 4, 7s are 28. So you get something to that. So we're not worried about the rest of it. We need to know approximately where it is. This is 25. So 3 8s are 24. Then you get a 10. 8 will go there one time. So 3.1. Then you have 28. 216. So that's around where we are looking at. Okay, so now you have to do your graphing. So remember, label your axis. You got your turning point as around 1.7. This is minus 3.1 something. You got your y-intercept as 0, 3. We got the x-intercept as half, or 0.5, 0. And the other one was 3, 0. So you plot it. So you go 1, 2, 3. That's my y-intercept. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 0.5. Okay. Then the other one is 1, 2, 3. So that's where the other point is. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1.7. So 1.7 will be somewhere here. So this is 5, so that's 7. And this is 3.1. So a little below my 3. Okay, so 3.1. So you're going to write it as a fraction. Okay, so when you're putting it in your graph, you put it as a fraction. So that's my turning point. This is my x-intercepts. Okay, and that's my y-intercept. Okay, now when you're graphing it, try to make this as curved as possible. You know, don't make it too pointy. And you graph it, label your x-axis, label your y-axis. Okay, so that's how you are graphing that. So that doesn't look like a minus. Okay, so that's how you're graphing your quadratic. Okay, so now once you've graphed it, you've finished your graphing. But let's look at the other questions here. Here we have a lot of non-monic quadratic equations that have been used to draw parabolas. So if you look at your question F, your question F is 4x squared minus 8x plus 20. You can do all the, so y, that's your y for question F. Okay, so when you're doing your graphing, everything is similar, other than when you come to your x-intercepts. When you're coming to your x-intercepts for this question, you have to put y is equal to 0. If you look at it, your 4 is common, so you get x squared minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Obviously, 4 is not equal to 0, so this value has to be equal to 0, so you're putting that equal to 0. Now, if you look at this, there's no factors because you got 5 and you have to add your factors, so you're never going to get a minus 2, so you're using your quadratic equation. So here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2, c is equal to 5. Now, we are looking at only this bit, okay? So minus b will be plus 2 plus or minus root of b squared is minus 2 the whole squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. Okay, so from there you will get your equation. So you get 2 plus or minus root of 4 squared is 2 squared is 4 minus 4 5 20 by 2. Okay, now if you look at this, your b squared minus 4ac is negative. Okay, so it's less than 0. So that means my graph is floating up. So I will not have x-intercepts, but I will have a y-intercept and a turning point. So for those kind of graphs, you will have to state that it does not have an x-intercept because your b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay, so now if you look at your equation, which is y is equal to 4x minus 4x squared plus 10x minus 1. So we look at that. So y is equal to minus 4x squared plus 10x minus 1. Is that the correct one? Minus 4x squared plus 10x minus 1. Okay, for this, you can do everything else. So we know that's the shape of the graph. According to that, my a value is 4, b is 10, and c is minus 1. So minus 4, 10, and minus 1. When it comes to finding your x-intercepts, okay, you have minus 4x squared plus 10x minus 1 is equal to 0. Remember, when you have a negative x squared, it's always good to take your negative 1 common. Okay, and then since minus 1 is not equal to 0, this becomes your non-monic quadrilateral. And if you look at it, you have 4 times 1 is 4. You don't have your factors again, so you're still using your minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a for this bit. And obviously, if you look at b squared minus 4ac, here it is b squared is 100. 100 minus, so this is greater than 0. So 4 ones are 4. A is 4, so 4 is 16. 16 times 1 is 16. So we will get 2 coordinates. So you will get here minus 10, minus of minus 10, plus or minus root of 100, plus, it's minus, so minus 16 divided by 8. So that will become 10 plus or minus root of, when you subtract, you'll get 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. Divide by 8. Okay, so you get 2 coordinates for your parabola for your x-intercept. So that's how you're using your quadratics.